welcome to Getting to Good Enough, a podcast to help you let go of perfectionism so you can do more of what you love. I'm Shannon Wilkinson, a life coach in Portland, Oregon. I'm a recovering perfectionist who's getting better at good enough.
And I'm Janine Adams, a certified professional organizer in St. Louis, Missouri, and I'm lucky enough to be naturally good at good enough.
And today we're talking about productive preparation. Hey Janine.
Hey Shannon, how you doing?
I'm doing pretty well. How are you?
I'm good too. It feels like we're recording this at the end of August, and it feels like August should be over by now. Thank you. Like the longest month.
I'm in the both, this has been the longest month, and also, how is it August already?
Really? Wow.
Yeah. I mean, how is it September already? I'm having both things at the same time, constantly. I feel like this year hasn't happened, and also it's 10 years long.
Right. Right. Yeah, because really when we look at what we expected to get done and what we've been able to get done this year, it's like the year hasn't happened. But
right.
Also it feels like August 1st was a million years ago. The last time I got to a budget was a million years ago.
But you get to budget tomorrow.
Yes, I do.
It's so exciting.
But it's September almost, and that feels like it should be a new season, which is always exciting. Feels like it should be back to school time and all that stuff.
Yeah, it is back to school time.
Yeah.
And well, by the time people listen to this, we'll be well into September.
Right.
But we are each planning little journeys right now and are close to going on them. And so we thought it might be good to talk about how we're not letting perfectionism get in the way of preparing for those trips.
That's right. And I just want to say, I don't consider my journey little.
Yours is a big journey.
Mine's a big journey. Yours is a smaller journey, but also one that requires a lot of preparation.
Yeah.
So tell the people where you're going, Shannon.
So we are going to Eastern Oregon. We're renting an RV trailer that will pull behind our SUV. And we are headed to the John Day fossil beds in Eastern Oregon, and we'll stay there for a few days. And then we're headed south of there to the Alvord Desert, and then to the Steens Mountains, and we'll be there for a few more days, and then we'll head home. So we'll be gone just about a week.
So it's a little different from walking through Portugal, but it will be a nice
It is a
trip.
little different.
Yeah. You're going to take up some space on the road, aren't you, with your RV behind your SUV?
Yes, we will. It's a 21-foot trailer, which is apparently not that big for a trailer. But, we'll have to get used to pulling it. But we had to have this brake system installed and a few other things to make sure that the car is ready to tow.
Wow. Wait,
Yeah.
the car is ready to tow. Oh, the car is ready to tow the trailer. Got it.
Yes.
Yeah. Goodness gracious. And aren't there, I've not spent much time in Eastern Oregon despite having grown up in Eastern Washington, but aren't there a lot of windy roads?
I have no idea. Never been.
When we went to La Grande, I remember I was driving a Prius. I felt like the roads were too windy for my comfort. But I don't really know where La Grande is compared to where you're going, so.
We're going further south than that.
Okay.
So
I'm sure it will be great.
Who knows? But
I know you're
we're not
a
going
very
to be
good
in
driver.
a. Yeah, and we're not going to be in a rush to get anywhere, and, so we're not going to be in a rush to get anywhere, and we're not going to be in a rush to get anywhere, and we're not going to be in a rush to get anywhere, and we're not going to be in a rush to get anywhere, and we're not going to be in a rush to get anywhere, and we're not going to be in a rush to get anywhere, and we're not going to be in a rush to get anywhere, and we're not going to be in a rush to get anywhere, and we're not going to be in a rush to get anywhere, and we're not going to be in a rush to get anywhere, and we're not going to be in a rush to get anywhere, and we're not going to be in a rush to get anywhere, and we're not going to be in a rush to get anywhere, and we're not going to be in a rush to get anywhere, and we're not going to be in a rush to get anywhere, and we're not going to be in a rush to get anywhere, and we're not going to be in a rush to get anywhere, and we're not going to be in a rush to get anywhere, and we're not going to be in a rush to get anywhere, and we're not going to be in a rush to get anywhere, and we're not going to be in a rush to get anywhere we have plenty of time, and if we get tired, we can pull over, and we have our hotel room complete with kitchen and bathroom behind us.
You're like a turtle. You carry your home with you. It's really excellent.
Yes.
But
That's how we came up with this idea, is because, given the pandemic, we were wanting to do something, but I wasn't really super excited about, you can go places, but what can you do once you get there? Mm-hmm. And I didn't really want to camp on the ground, and I didn't really want to stay in hotels because, there's not anything to do once you're there. Mm-hmm. And so I came up with this idea, and I've always wanted to go to Eastern Oregon. I mean, I'm a native Oregonian, and I've driven through to get to Idaho, but never spent any time in this part of the state. So, and it's very different from Portland.
Right.
And west of the Cascades.
It's like me having grown up in Eastern Washington, and I've never been to the Olympic Peninsula. I mean, it's crazy. Yeah.
That is crazy.
Actually, that's crazier because the Olympic Peninsula might have a little more beauty to offer than Eastern Oregon if it's like Eastern Washington, which is beautiful in its own way, just not traditional beauty. Well, that's excellent. I think that is just a brilliant idea for your getaway. So I applaud that. I applaud you.
Well, thank you. Mm-hmm. I'm excited. I think it'll be fun. Yeah. It'll be an adventure no matter what. That's
what I keep saying about my trip.
Yes. So tell us about your trip.
Well, you and I spoke about it on the podcast a while ago when that I am anxious to go to Walla Walla in Eastern Washington for my dad's 90th birthday, and I haven't seen him since the beginning of February, and I was afraid to fly for fear of bringing COVID to him. I am afraid to fly for fear of bringing COVID to him, so I'm driving. But I'm not, thankfully, I'm not taking a 21-foot trailer behind me. So I'm going to be driving 29 hours and in a car and a sedan, and I'm spending 3 nights on the road in hotels. But I'm hopeful that I will be able to have a lot more control over my exposure to the virus as a result, and have lots of preparations to be careful about that. And it's a little daunting because I'm doing it by myself, because Barry would be the only one I could go with, right? And
right.
If my whole idea is to not expose my dad to more people, and he can't go, so because of work, so
right.
So it's just me, and I'm the crazy person who used to drive her dogs to Vermont from Missouri to go to the vet. So I do like to drive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure it is a bit daunting, but what a wonderful thing that you're doing for you and your dad.
Yeah, I know I won't regret it. Assuming all goes well, I won't regret it. And there's a good chance I would regret not having done it. So I'm feeling good about it. But an adventure is what I keep saying to people who say, "You're going by yourself?" It's like, yes, it's going to be an adventure, because I get to listen to whatever I want.
I know. I would think that would be wonderful.
Yeah, I'm busy. I haven't done it yet, but I'm planning to create some playlists and things of podcast episodes and so forth, if I can figure out an easy way to do that.
Oh, that's a great idea.
Yeah.
Excellent. Well, so how have you been preparing for this? Because, there's a lot that goes into, because how many miles are you driving?
2,000 each way.
Yeah. I hope your rental car doesn't have a mileage limit.
No, it does not. Unlimited mileage.
Perfect.
Yeah.
But there's a lot to sort of plan for.
Yeah,
doing a trip like that.
I'm using my new best friend Trello, and
yes.
I am in the packing list on the trip board, I have categories of things, and as I think of them, I add them. So I've got, like, I haven't done clothing yet, but I have toiletries and, COVID stuff and stuff I need to bring for my brother and my father, and because I never have driven this before, so I actually have this freedom to take along some things if I want to, and to bring home some things. And also I have one called self-care. So on that is my yoga mat and my yoga mat spray and my gratitude journal and my, I have this other journal I started just about, that's marked 2020 with some thoughts about the pandemic and stuff. So I thought that could be a travel journal. And so anyway, something the way I think, having those categories makes it feel less overwhelming. And also, I think will make it easier to pack because, of course, I do them in checklists, so I can just check them off as they get packed up.
Right.
Yeah. Of course, I don't know what car I'm getting from the rental car place, so. But I'm hopeful that I won't have too much. I won't end up with so much stuff that it would become a problem. I don't think so.
Yeah. It would be nice if it could all stay in the trunk, and so you don't have to worry about leaving stuff in the back of the car or anything.
Right. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah, so of course I've done all the planning in terms of the routes because I needed to make hotel reservations along the way, and I was able to consistently make reservations at Marriott properties. So, which that's the one property that I use. I belong to their their rewards thing.
Oh yeah.
One of them isn't Marriott, but the rest of them are, which makes me feel, assuming I feel good about the level of cleanliness at the first one, then I should probably feel good about the rest and take that worry off.
Which is always radar. Nice to remove one. Yeah. Remove at least one worry.
Right. Yeah. 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 So, and once I got hotel reservations, that made the whole trip feel so much easier. So I think it's like breaking things into smaller tasks, right? Like I couldn't get my arms around driving from here to there until I knew how far I was traveling each day.
Oh,
and then
right.
I created a spreadsheet of each day, my origin, my destination, the number of miles, the number of minutes supposedly, and the sunset time at the destination.
Oh, And that's a great idea.
Yeah, that gives me comfort. So it's all about. Taking away the unknowns helps me a lot. Yeah. So.
I don't think I would have thought about that, but that's really nice to know if you will be needing to drive after dark, or if you can do it without driving after dark, or
right.
Just helps you plan ahead a little bit more.
Yeah. It helps me know when to leave in the morning, and I also have the time zone on there because I'll be crossing 3 time zones, or I'll be in 3 time zones.
Oh, right.
Right. So, yeah, and so this is right up my alley, right? I mean, to me, this is fun.
Yeah.
I enjoy
planning it.
Yeah, the planning part, right? I think the trip part will be fun too, but the planning part is great fun. So I like having being able to consult everything, and I found this website called, what's it called? I want to say Furcat, but that can't be right. Furcot, Furkot, where you can put in your where you're going, where you're starting, where you're going, how long you want your day to be, and it'll plan a route for you and tell you where to spend the night, or roughly where to spend the night. So that was really helpful. Yeah.
Oh, that's
and it's
great.
Free. Yeah.
People are so creative.
Yeah, people are so creative.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, and before you had sort of sorted all of that out, did you feel like you were kind of spinning your wheels in with thinking about what you needed to do, but not actually getting anywhere with it?
Yeah, because I certainly did, and it was all about the that uncertainty, right? Back when we were talking, whatever episode that was, where I was trying to decide between flying and driving. That was the first big thing, and I spent a lot of emotional energy trying to figure that out. And then Southwest made it easy by canceling my reservation for me, and they canceled
Your
the
decision
nonstops.
has been made.
Yes, they canceled the nonstops, and that was it. It's like I can't fly nonstop to Portland, and then drive 4.5 hours. I'm not gonna. I'm not gonna do that. Doubles my exposure, right? If I had to take 2 flights. So once I settled on driving, then once I figured out how to where to sleep at night. Before that, I was definitely spinning my wheels, and then once I got that figured out, then it was productive. Then I could okay, I got to find the locations, and next step is when I'm waiting till it's closer to departure time, is to call the hotels and find out what modifications are made in terms of their amenities to figure out where I can eat. And I'll feel better once I know that. I'm not somebody who wants to roll into town and look for some place that's open under the best of circumstances.
Right.
Certainly not under these circumstances. And I'm staying in relatively urban areas. One stop will be in a city of only 35,000, but the rest of them are like relatively not urban. Not urban, but metropolitan areas with things that I would expect to find.
Yeah, well, and I guess it's also interesting not knowing what every jurisdiction's COVID protocols are. Mm-hmm. Or what sort of stay-at-home orders they're under or anything like that.
Right, I'm going to be checking that out closer to the departure day. And I've been checking the county listings of COVID cases. Which, because of where I'm going, hasn't been very reassuring. Traveling through South Dakota, and but I think by the time I go, it should be looking better. I'm hopeful. But in any case, even if it isn't, I'm just I bought some N95 masks. I got my face shields. I got some. You should see the supplies I have.
You're prepared.
I am so prepared. Yeah, so it'll be good. And then, but for you, you're traveling also although you're having your hotel room with you, you're still going to places where you can't just pop over to Target if you forgot something, right?
Right. But we also have plenty of space to take, what we need. And I'm sort of thinking about this as like very comfortable camping. So I'm not expecting that we, need to take a whole lot. And also it's just a week.
Right. And you're not alone.
And I'm not alone.
Company. Yeah.
And also because it's we opted for a trailer, we can always, when we'll be staying at like these little tiny RV park things where we'll be all plugged in and stuff, we unhitch our car and then we have our car and can drive wherever we need to drive. So.
Oh yeah, that's good. So
Yeah.
I've never done this. I'm sure that doesn't surprise you. I've never been camping except for Girl Scouts. I haven't been camping since Girl Scouts. I did not enjoy it. But, so I have to ask, do you have to make reservations at these little tiny campgrounds?
Yes, because apparently we're not the only people who thought that this would be a good way to travel during a global pandemic.
I see. Has it been hard to find places?
No, we found places pretty quickly, but in both cases, they said, "Oh, it's our last spot."
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Lucky you.
Right. Right, but we picked the ones we wanted and then called them, and both of them were like, "Oh, it's our last spot."
Good. Maybe they say that to everyone just to make you feel lucky.
Yeah.
You'll get there and there'll be nobody else there.
I know, which would actually be my preference.
Yeah, right.
But yeah, so, and it's interesting, hearing you talk about like once you knew we were going to stay, because we did that a little bit and I didn't really know the geography of Eastern Oregon. Like I sort of knew the names of these places that I wanted to go to, but I didn't really understand where they were in relation to one another and how far apart they were until I like really sat down. And so I sort of was doing a lot of spinning around thinking about, what we would see when and how long it might take. And then I did my favorite planning method, which is Post-it notes in a file folder, and put the days of the week at the top, and then put all the places we wanted to go. And then I started doing research, and I could see what was together, and then I grouped them, and then it all started to take shape. And this is something that you could definitely do on Trello too, but for me, I like the tactileness, I guess, of Post-its and a file folder. And then once I sort of sorted all of that out, then we could make the reservations, and then it became so much easier.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, that's excellent. So, and I use Trello in a similar way, I think, when I was gathering up my hotel reservations and so forth. That's excellent. So it occurs to me that if when we do the show notes, we could do a little, if you think it's a good idea, little maps of where each of us went.
Oh yeah,
that might be fun, because I want to look because I definitely want to look at a map and see where you're going.
Yeah, it's interesting. Like this stuff is all really far apart. There's not a lot. Eastern Oregon is so different than Western Oregon.
Yeah.
And things are, we're going to we're not doing anywhere near the amount of driving that you're doing, but like our first day will be like 5.5 hours or something, and then and we'll be there for a couple of days, and then the next place we're staying is like another 5 hours, and then the next place from that is like an hour and a half, and then it's like 6 to 7 hours home.
Right. And I, having driven from Eastern Oregon to Portland, and also from Eastern Washington to Portland, oh man, it's to me such a tiring trip, because I'm always really tired, because I'm heading to Portland to get on an airplane usually for me. And then you get to the mountains and you got to negotiate them. I mean, no, it's not that hard, but yeah, I feel tired for you. I mean, God knows I'm driving through Montana, so I don't know how I'm going to feel about that.
We're looking at the maps with elevation, and because we're towing this trailer, we're going to probably take the routes that are longer but flatter.
Oh, you're so smart. That is productive preparation. You will be so glad, I bet, that you took the time to do that.
Yeah, because like the shortest way home is basically over Mount Hood. But I think instead what we'll do is head up north to 84, which is the freeway that runs on the Oregon side, but along the river between Oregon and Washington.
Right, the one I'm used to taking.
Yeah, and that's all relatively flat.
It doesn't feel flat to me. But yes, I live in Missouri.
But it's not over a mountain.
A mountain. Right, I hear you. Yeah.
You won't be gaining 5,000 feet.
Oh, God, now I got to look at the elevation of where I'm going. I didn't even think about that. I am driving in the Rocky Mountains, I think.
Yes, you will be crossing the Rocky Mountains.
Time for some productive preparation about that. But I'm not towing anything.
But it's different. Yeah, it's different in a car.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, they prepared us that apparently when you're towing, we should prepare to get 10 miles to the gallon, which is also a good thing to know, because that means we're only going to get about 200 miles out of a tank of gas. And so we need to prepare and, know when to fill up with gas and not think that we're going to be able to go 400 miles like normal.
Right. That's an important piece of information, particularly when you're going to be somewhere where there may not be a lot of gas stations handy. Wow. Well, that's good.
Yeah. So, a lot of our preparation has been, the fun part is like thinking about what we're going to do. And then the other part that feels more productive is thinking about, what are the potential problems and how can we, mitigate those issues up front.
Yep, I've been going through the very same thing. And getting gas whenever I have the opportunity is going to be a big part of that. like if my tank gets, I think I'm going to try not to get below half if I can.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was just thinking.
Yeah.
And then, and thank goodness, I mean, and this is the other thing, is that we're very likely to be in places where we don't have internet access or cell phone access.
Oh, right.
We won't be in cell service. And so, get this, I got a paper map.
What? Wow. Oh, that's good.
Yeah. Actually, like the Oregon Tourism Board or whatever has some really great kind of magazine brochure things about Eastern Oregon, and they had the option to get a map, and so I got a map.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. And I thought, that's going to be, because I was going to print out routes and stuff, sort of from place to place, just to make sure we could get from place to place in case we didn't have service and couldn't use GPS. And but having a map makes me feel like a full map makes me feel much better.
Yeah. That's smart. I just realized I should probably get a road atlas, which I have. I have a road atlas, but it's probably 15 years old, right? Or 10
I'm not
years
sure
old.
you could get a newer one, could you?
Oh,
They
of
still
course I
print
could.
them?
They do. I'm positive. Or else get a number of states maps.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm fortunate that I don't have a lot of turns in my trip. I mean, I'm doing all interstate because I want to be able to use rest areas and stuff, which feel safer to me than gas stations or small towns.
Yeah.
But thank you for that piece of that thought. I also wrote down check cell phone coverage because that's something I haven't done, to see where I might be out of cell phone coverage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and I think what makes this, because it feels a little bit like, worrying about worst case scenarios, but to me it feels productive because I'm thinking like, okay, what's the worst that could happen and how can we mitigate that?
That's right. There's a difference between worrying about things you can't control and worrying about things you might be able to control or to mitigate, right?
Right.
So,
Yep.
That makes it a lot more productive, right? I mean, there's so many things right. That's one reason for me that driving feels better than flying, because I like to think I can control things more easily than I could in an airport or in an airplane.
Well, and in a lot of cases, I think it is our perceptions that make it less stressful.
Right.
I mean, like, I have no idea what the statistics are, but it seems reasonable to me that you would be less exposed driving than flying. And so, if that feels less stressful, then that's great.
Right.
And like, this
exactly.
feels less stressful to me, so good. Like, it may or may not actually be
right.
Less potential exposure to coronavirus. I don't know, but I feel better, and so I think that counts for a lot.
Yep, I'm going through exactly the same thing. I mean, several people have said, statistically, flying, I've been reading articles that it's safe to fly. I'm like, I did a gut check on that. It's like, nope, might be true, but I'm driving.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. So I just think it's really good to recognize that that considering a worst case scenario is not the same thing as catastrophizing.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. I mean, I am a glass half full person if there ever was one. Yeah, but it feels really prudent to go through those thoughts about what might happen and how can I mitigate it. Yeah, I think that's a good point.
Yeah. Right. Well, anything else to say about productive preparation?
No, but I feel pretty prepared, and also like there are a few other things I could do, which is great.
Maybe this should be productive preparation in a pandemic.
I so want to come up with another P word, but I can't. Yes. Well, but productive preparation, this is useful, pandemic or not.
It is.
Yeah.
I think so. Well, we want to hear from you. How could you be more productive when you're preparing for something? How can you make preparing feel more productive? You can let us know on social media. On Facebook and Instagram, we're at Getting to Good Enough. On Twitter, we're at GTG Enough. You can head over to our website, gettingtogoodenough.com, and leave a comment on the show notes, or you can leave us a voicemail at 413-424-GTGE. That's 4843. But for now, this is Shannon Wilkinson in Portland, Oregon.
And Janine Adams in St. Louis, Missouri.
And we hope that good enough is getting easier for you. Purposeful, productive preparation in a pandemic.
Yes!